Welcome to my channel. Today I will cover the topic, How to Escape the Poverty Trap and Build Success, Jack Ma's inspirational speech. Ladies and gentlemen, dreamers, workers, and believers in a better future. Today I want to talk about something that affects almost everyone on this planet. It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's not where you were born. It's something deeper. Something hidden. Something that quietly keeps 90% of people trapped in poverty. It is what I call the poverty trap. The poverty trap is not only about money. It is a mindset, a pattern, a cycle that repeats generation after generation. It begins with fear. Fear of losing money. Fear of taking risks. Fear of failure. It grows with habits. Spending more than you earn. Living only for today, ignoring tomorrow. Choosing comfort over growth. And it is reinforced by society. A system that teaches you how to pass exams, but not how to create wealth. A culture that says, play safe, when the world rewards the bold. A media that shows you rich lifestyles, but never shows you the years of hard work behind them. This is the trap that holds people down. And unless you escape, no matter how hard you work, you will always stay where you are. Most people believe, if I just work harder, I will get rich. But look around. Millions of people work harder than anyone, farmers, factory workers, taxi drivers, and yet they remain poor. Why? Because working harder on the wrong thing will not change your life. If effort alone created wealth, every construction worker would be a millionaire. If long hours alone created success, every nurse, every security guard, every shop worker would be rich. The truth is, it's not how hard you work, it's what you work on. You must work smart. You must work with vision. You must put your energy into things that grow, skills, systems, businesses, investments. Most people spend their lives chasing a bigger salary. They go from $500 a month to $800 a month. From $800 to $1,200. From $1,200 to $2,000. They celebrate. They feel progress. But here's the trap, as your salary grows, your expenses grow even faster. You buy a bigger phone. You rent a better apartment. You start eating out more. And soon, no matter how much you make, you are still broke at the end of the month. This is why most people work for 40 years and retire with nothing. Because they never escaped the salary trap. Remember this. A salary may make you comfortable, but it will never make you wealthy. The poor and middle class are trained to be consumers. The wealthy are trained to be creators. A consumer buys the latest phone. A creator builds the company that makes the phone. A consumer spends on entertainment. A creator builds the platform that sells entertainment. A consumer works for money. A creator makes money work for him. If you want to escape the poverty trap, you must shift from consumer to creator. One of the biggest reasons 90% of people stay poor is because they are terrified of risk. They say, what if I fail? What if I lose money? What if people laugh at me? So they do nothing. They keep the same job, the same routine, the same life, year after year. But listen carefully, not taking risks is the biggest risk of all. If you stay in the same place, you are not safe, you are stuck. If you never try, you have already failed. If you never invest, you will always depend on others. The truth is, failure is not the enemy. Fear is the enemy. Our schools teach us how to memorize facts, how to follow orders, how to avoid mistakes. But they rarely teach us how to think, how to create, how to handle money. So we graduate with degrees, but no financial wisdom. We can recite formulas, but not manage our own salaries. We can pass exams, but we fail at building wealth. This is the education trap. If you want to escape poverty, you must re-educate yourself. Read books about money. Learn about business. Understand how investments work. Study successful people, not to copy them, but to understand how they think. Your greatest teacher will not be the classroom. Your greatest teacher will be your curiosity. Another trap, comfort. People say they want success, but they spend their evenings watching TV, scrolling on their phones, playing games. They want more money, but they are not willing to work after work. They want freedom, but they are afraid of discomfort. Listen, comfort is the enemy of growth. If you always choose easy, your life will be hard. If you choose what is hard now, your life will become easy later. Don't waste your nights. Don't waste your weekends. Use them to build something. A side hustle. A new skill. An online business. An idea that can grow. That is how you escape. Why do poor families often stay poor? Because of the circle. Parents are afraid of risk. They teach children to be safe. The children grow up, play safe, and repeat the cycle. And so generation after generation, the trap continues. But here is the truth, it only takes one person to break the chain. One person who says, I will not settle for this. I will learn. I will take risks. I will build. And that one person changes the destiny of their entire family. So how do you escape the poverty trap? 1. Change your mindset. Stop saying, I can't. Start asking, how can I? 2. Control your spending. Live below your means. Save not to save, but to invest. 3. Build skills. High income follows high value. Learn skills people are willing to pay for. 4. Start small, but start. Don't wait until you have $10,000. Start with $100. Start with $10. Start with something. 5. Take calculated risks. Don't gamble blindly, but don't freeze in fear. Study, learn, then move. 6. Surround yourself with growth-minded people. If you spend your time with complainers, you will complain. If you spend your time with builders, you will build. 7. Be patient. Wealth does not come overnight. Plant seeds, water them, and give them time to grow. We live in a time of opportunity. Technology has leveled the playing field. Today, you can build a business from your phone. You can learn new skills from free videos online. You can sell products to the world without leaving your home. The excuses of the past are gone. The only question is, will you use this opportunity, or will you waste it? The poor will say, it's too hard. The rich will say, it's possible. Which voice will you listen to? Jack Ma once said, poor people fail because of one word, tomorrow. They say, I will start tomorrow. I will learn tomorrow. I will invest tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. Success comes only to those who act today. Not next week. Not next year. Not when everything is perfect. But now. My friends, 90% of people will stay poor because they choose safety, comfort, and excuses. But you can be different. You can choose risk over fear. You can choose growth over comfort. You can choose to be a creator, not just a consumer. Remember this. Wealth is not a secret. Success is not reserved for the lucky few. It is available to anyone willing to break the trap. So break it. Escape it. And when the world says, stay where you are, smile and say, no. I was not born to stay trapped. I was born to rise. Because you can. Because you must. Because the only true poverty is the poverty of never trying. Never stay trapped. Escape. Build. Succeed.